Obviously, if you do a cheat day every day, you're going to end up overweight because you're eating too much. Hey guys, my name is Zach, and today on Fitness Fabrication, we're going to be talking about cheat days versus cheat meals. We're going to be talking about 5 different subjects today. Number 1, why even do cheat meals or cheat days? Number 2, the 2 methods to cheating on your diet, cheat days and cheat meals. Number 3, the cheat method I use and why I use it. Number 4, choosing a cheat style based on your body and your body type. And finally, number 5, how do cheat meals and cheat days actually affect your diet? Let's get started. So getting started with why we even do cheat meals in the first place, generally it's going to make your diet a lot more sustainable over the long period of time that you're doing your diet, which should be forever. It makes your diet more sustainable for a few different reasons. One, it's pretty great to be able to cheat on your diet just mentally. Number 2, being able to have something that you just wouldn't regularly eat on your diet, no matter how sustainable it is. Number 3, being able to treat yourself is really nice to be able to do. And number 4, finally, being able to keep yourself on track and on your diet. Being able to follow that diet that makes you lean, that makes you lose weight, that makes you gain muscle. These are important things, at least if you're watching this video anyways. So all the time I say that my diet is so sustainable, so why do I need to cheat on my diet? The reason I need to cheat on my diet is not because my diet isn't sustainable regularly. The reason I cheat on my diet is to get that feeling back of, oh, I'm not on a diet anymore. I can actually not worry about counting my calories for once. It's just a really great feeling. To top this, for the most part, it's just about being able to eat more calories than I'm supposed to. Now, this isn't generally a good thing, but I mean, a cheat day isn't really necessarily a good thing. That's not why you do a cheat day. It's nice to be able to eat too many protein bars or too much pie or too much cake every once in a while. It's really not going to affect you that much, but we're going to go over that a little bit later. Make sure you stick with me. So now we're going to get on to the 2 cheat methods that you can use with your diet. Starting with number 1, the cheat day. Basically, a cheat day is taking the entire day to eat essentially whatever you want, and in some circumstances, or I'd like to think most circumstances, basically a binge day, whether it be once a week, once a month, once a year, once every few months. That's basically the premise of this. Now, most sources don't recommend binge eating, but personally, I don't really find a point in doing a cheat day if you're not going to go over your calories, because I believe in calories in, calories out, which means essentially you can eat whatever you want as long as you're eating under the amount of calories that you're supposed to consume in a given day. Method 2, the cheat meal. Basically, this is just a meal, usually once a week, that you're going to go over on your calories. Now, again, this might be different. Maybe you're going to eat something that's against your diet and you're still going to stay within your calories. But again, going back on the fact that a cheat day or a cheat meal should probably just be over your calories, because calories in, calories out is true and accurate, it doesn't really make sense to do one of these unless you're over on your calories. Now, I'm not recommending that you just cheat on your diet all the time or you go in excess over on your calories. I'm just saying that because of calories in, calories out, it doesn't really make sense to just eat one brownie as long as it's inside your calories for your cheat day. It just doesn't add up, because as long as you're eating under your calories, you're good to go. Alright, so moving on to my cheat method and why I follow it. Of course, as you probably suspected already, I follow a cheat day method since I say it so much. A cheat day method works for me best because, for me, oftentimes eating desserts is all or nothing. If I only ate a small amount of desserts, let's say for lunch or dinner, it's a trigger food. The problem is I grab one piece of pie, chances are I'm gonna eat more than that one piece of pie. That's just the way I work. Yep, it sure sounds like I have an eating disorder, but what I can say to that is I've had it all my life, and a cheat day is the best way to combat it. Basically, eat enough sweets where I don't really feel like eating those sweets 29 other days out of the month. Doing an all or nothing cheat day really makes a difference, and it makes it so I just don't really want to eat sweets for the rest of the month, for the rest of those 29 days that I'm referring to. To add on to this, doing a cheat meal for me once a week seems just a little too often. Now, I'm not saying that doing a cheat day or a cheat meal once a week is wrong. In fact, many people do cheat meals more than once in a week. What I'm saying is that it really just is not my cup of tea. Again, with that trigger complex. If you trigger yourself once a week to eat sweets, then it's probably not going to work out in the long run. You're probably going to break your diet way more than you want to. Now, again, I would like to say that my diet is very sustainable regularly. I would like to think that French toast, essentially fudge, Chinese food, cold cut sandwiches, potatoes, mac and cheese, I'd like to think that all of these things make my diet extremely sustainable. So that's one thing to think about when I go on a cheat day. When I go on a cheat day, I'm specifically looking for foods that I really can't eat regularly. And again, this wraps back to why I'd like to consume more calories than I regularly do. Because again, it's not necessarily about the foods that I eat, but how many calories am I eating? How full can I get? Which again, is really not necessarily looked at as a good thing because it's binge eating. But if you have a problem like I do, then generally that problem's just going to stay the same anyways. So a cheat day is how I kind of support that. All right, so on to choosing a cheat method that works best for you. As I discussed earlier, choosing a cheat day versus a cheat meal is really going to be up to you. It is your personal decision. However, I'm going to make your decision a little easier based on small descriptions that will kind of guide you in the right direction. If you are unable to stop eating treats after you've had one, like I am, then chances are a cheat day would suit you best. The reason is, if you can't put that friggin' fork down
and need to put the fork down and eat less calories,
then you're not going to be able to stick to your diet. You're not going to be able to continue to do the things that you need to do. The more you tempt yourself and the less ability you have to eat those things, the harder it's going to be. So just get it all done in one day, and then you should be all right, because you can't put the fork down. That's the problem. That's the premise of doing this style cheat day. Now, let's say you are able to put the fork down. If you're able to put the fork down, then just do a cheat meal. You can do multiple a week if you want to. You can do one a week. You can do one a month. Basically, a cheat meal is a premise that you just want a snack, and you're able to put the fork down. You're able to say, okay, that's enough. One snack, that's all I'm going to have. I know I don't have that self-control, and a lot of people don't, because, you know, that's why America is fat. But if you do, the cheat meals are going to work for you better, because they are more healthy in the end. All right, so now we're going to move on to how cheat days affect your diet and how cheat days affect your body. It's a tricky question, but here are some variables. Ever heard of who, what, when, where, and why? It's very similar, just without the who, and we already answered the why. Number one, it depends on how much you eat. Number two, it depends on what you eat, somewhat. And number three, it all depends on when you eat. I wouldn't recommend sending your calorie count soaring off a friggin' cliff right before you go to sleep. Your body's just not going to be able to burn those calories in an effective manner. So definitely don't do that. This is more geared toward cheat meals. Don't eat your cheat meal, or don't make your last meal your cheat meal at the end of the day. Don't do that. Morning, lunch, third meal, good. Dinner, your body's really gonna have a tough time digesting that and burning those calories. All of these variables are really going to affect your body in different ways, and the only way to know whether it's going to affect it in one way or the other is personal experience. All right, so now it's time to answer, will you get fat from a cheat day? Let's go over the information. I'm going to say that again, it depends on those variables and how your body reacts to those variables. Chances are you're not going to gain 50 pounds from overeating in one day. A lot of the weight that you see on the scale is going to be glycogen stored in your body, and obviously the weight of the food itself. That being said, I do not recommend weighing yourself the day after a cheat day because you're going to see a lot of disappointment in the numbers that are being shown on that scale. This is weight that more than likely you're going to burn off as the week goes on. Hey, if you want to weigh yourself a day after a cheat day, that's fine. It's not against the rules. But one thing I would recommend if you don't weigh yourself after a cheat day is make sure you know the amount of calories that you're supposed to consume every day so you're not slowly gaining weight over the week that you're not weighing yourself. So you weigh yourself at the end of the week to see if your weight changed. If you're eating over the amount that you're supposed to all the time, every single day, then yeah, of course you gained weight. That's not going to be an effective way of telling. Of course, if you must weigh yourself though, you can weigh yourself a day after. I'm going to tell you that what you're seeing on the scale is probably not accurate though. If you actually want to know the math on how much weight you can gain based on the amount of calories that you actually ate, Gaspari Nutrition actually wrote an article on it. The link will be in the description, but the basic summary of this article is not a lot will be gained. So the conclusion of this, basically, it's going to be up to you. Remember, a sustainable diet is a few different things. A sustainable diet is something that you can follow, okay? A cheat day or a cheat meal is something that supports you following that, and it's not about what other people say. If people say, oh, well, binging isn't good, or binging is good, or this or that or the other thing, the important thing is that you're following your diet. That's the important thing. I'm not telling you what you want to hear. I'm telling you what you need to hear, okay? You need to be comfortable with sticking to your diet. No, I'm not telling you to binge. No, I'm not telling you to undereat. I'm not telling you to do anything but what you want to do and what makes your diet sustainable. Obviously, if you do a cheat day every day, you're going to end up overweight because you're eating too much. But I'm going to tell you that cheating on your diet once a week, once a month, once every 3 months, 6 months, once a year, it's worth it because it's going to give you that sanity to be able to continue on the path that you need to continue on. I mean, it's not like you're out doing drugs, are you?
Got it!
Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. It really helps me out. And ring that bell to know the next time that I post a video. Again, thanks for watching. See you next time. What number would that be? 4. Right, I think I got that. That's going to be an editing nightmare. I think that came out all right. All right. So now we're going to get on to the 2 methods of a cheat. So now we're